Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are at.
Hello, everyone.
So, my name is Rudy Escobar. I'm a STEM and Computer Science Coordinator for Stanislaus County Office of Education in California.
And my name is Tanya Coates. I'm a computer science and digital learning project specialist for San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools in Rancho Cucamonga, California. So let's get going and begin. Let- So our goals for today is we're going to do a brief overview of microbit, learn how to connect Scratch to microbit, explore with video sensing in Scratch, as well as explore with Scratch microbit ideas for accessibility and some additional resources. So before we begin, we need to do a system checkup. If you could, I'm going to give you a moment to navigate to this website. It's scratch.mit.edu/microbit to help prepare your system to do some of the activities that we're going to do for this session. And if you have some time while we're waiting, you can go ahead and look over the FAQs and just know, be patient. We will get everything connected so we can be up and running. So I'll give you a moment to go ahead and start to navigate to that. And I would keep that tab open until we need it. Okay, about a minute or so. And while you're navigating to that, I hope everyone's having a great morning or afternoon. It is very early here in California, and we're just happy to be here with you. And I see a lot of people in chat saying hello, hello, everyone. All right. Give you another moment to get to this website, and then I'm going to go ahead and move along because we have a few activities that we want to get through. Okay, and also make sure you have your microbit ready. Have it plugged in because we are going to be using microbit with Scratch. So if you don't have it near you, make sure you grab that really quick. All right. All right, so I'm going to start. So basically, I want to talk about how we're going to link microbit to Scratch. First, make sure you have your microbit. You're going to get your USB connection that comes with the microbit, and we're going to plug it into your computer. One of the most important things that you're going to need for this is the actual hex file. The hex file can be found in two places on our slide deck. We've linked it, but also on the Scratch website, the scratch.mit.microbit. You can find the hex file as well. Make sure that the Scratch link is open, and that is also found on that site. Chromebooks do not need the Scratch link, only the Scratch app. So I'm going to give you a moment to start setting all that up. If you have any questions, just let us know. And just know, if you have used Scratch in Microbit before, I know earlier this week I had an old hex file that I had on my microbit that I had to go get a new file from the actual Scratch site. So if you have an old one, make sure you go download the newer one that's on there on the website. Okay, give you a moment to do that because I know that takes a little bit of time to set it up, and then we can jump right into some of the project design. Okay. Oh, I love that. I see in the chat, someone used microbit to support the introduction of the concept of limits in our calculus class. Love that. See what else.
I see the question about using the iPad. I don't think we can use the iPad. I know there's a little bit of uh, difference unless you're able to connect the Bluetooth to the iPad,
Hmm.
the microbit to the iPad with the Bluetooth. But I think you cannot do it with the um, linking this from to Scratch. But I could be wrong. Tanya, do you know anything about that?
I know linking iPad to Scratch, it's a little tricky. I have done it before, but I'm going to be honest, it's it's a little complicated. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you, our CSTA partner.
Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you or hear you because we can't see her.
Okay, Rudy, do you think give him some more time?
I think we can start moving
Okay,
forward. I think
okay,
if everybody's ready.
yeah, and also here's make sure you have a tab open for the actual Scratch website. So this is the link to access that Scratch website, the website, so we can start developing some projects. All right,
Okay,
all
so
right.
as Tanya mentioned, and we're going to switch tabs, so we're going to switch to live coding. So as Tanya mentioned, we're actually going to walk you through about three projects, and then we want you to experience on your own and do some playing around. So, oh, I do see. Oh my God, no idea. Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll put resources to how to use the microbit as well in our slides and our resources as well. Okay. Uh, so they're saying, they can connect to the microbit with Scratch, and can we do it to do it to learn? We can probably help a little bit, but we'll see if we can actually help that as well. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to, if you are not able to connect to Scratch right now, if you can just follow us up, we're also going to share the slides, so you have the slides to follow us as well. But if you're having problems connecting, we can actually help you right after if there's any issues. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to do that, and we want to make sure that we can actually honor everybody's time as well. So are we on my tab right now? Kimberly, I think. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna walk you through. So now, even if you don't have the microbit connected right now, you can still save the project. You can still do the project with us, and then you can connect it. One caution I do want to tell you: if you are working out of a PC or a laptop, then make sure that your Scratch link is open before you open Scratch. Otherwise, microbit will not connect. So it's very important for you to have Scratch link connected first. So open the app first before you open Scratch. That way it connects well. So if everybody can see my screen right now, you'll see the famous Scratch cat that is out there for us to use. Now, I am not going to use the cat. I'm actually going to use something else, and I'm going to show you what we're going to use. So on our slides, we actually have some of the extensions that we're going to use. If you're not familiar with those, with the extensions of Scratch, the extensions of Scratch are right below, all the way to the left. If you can see my cursor here with a little plus. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on those two there, and we're going to open up those extensions that Scratch has there. And we're going to use two extensions. So we're going to use the video sensing here. So I'm gonna click on that one, and I'm going to open it up. And as you notice on my screen, now that I did that, I have the video sensing blocks right here at the bottom that we're going to be able to use. I'm going to add the second one, which is going to be the microbit one. I'm going to click on the microbit, and it's going to search for my microbit. So if you already have your microbit connected, then it'll give you a microbit right here on the top. and you can just click connect. If you do not have the microbit on here, that's okay. You can just click on the X and your blocks will still be connected. Okay, so either way, it's gonna work. So I'm gonna click connect because mine is already connected, and then it's going to send me to the editor again. So I'm just gonna click on the editor. So I give it a little bit of time for everybody to follow there. I am not able to track the chat at the same time. So Tanya, if you're able to track that chat, that would be great.
I will
Um,
definitely do that.
okay, so now as you can see right now, I have a cat right in front of my face. So that's not going to be that helpful. So I'm going to actually remove my cat. So to remove the cat, I'm going to click on this little trash right here, and I'm going to remove my cat. It's going to ask me if I want to remove it, and I'm going to click yes. Okay. So now you can see me on the screen a little faded, but I'm still there. That's because my camera is working. Hopefully everything will work fine because we're using uh, StreamYard and at the same time Scratch here. So hopefully everything will work well. Okay. So now the first thing we're going to do is just to be working well on our slides, we have to put in a background or a backdrop. You can leave it blank if you want to, or you can actually put a backdrop. I'm going to put the backdrop just so you can see what I'm going to do with the backdrop. So I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to look for a backdrop. And I like to be in somewhere in the boardwalk or something like that. So I'm going to put something like this. Okay, so just to be on the background to have myself there. So now on the backdrop, I don't have any sprites, so I need to add a sprite. But the way I'm going to do the sprite is I'm going to click on here, and instead of searching for a sprite that's already in Scratch, I'm going to go to the one that has paint. I'm going to click on paint, and it's going to take me to this customs one. Okay. So I'm going to give a little bit of time so everybody knows where I'm at. So I'm here. I clicked on the cat. I clicked on paint, and it gave me a new sprite, and it sent me to customs because there's no sprites right now. So this is the only one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to choose my circle, and I'm going to click on the circle, and I'm going to make a circle somewhere along here on my screen. So notice that it's actually close to my face, but not very close to my face. So I'm going to move it outside of my face. So maybe about right here. I'm going to move it about right there. Maybe a little bit more closer to me. There we go. Okay. Now, I would say that screen is just there. This could be a ball. It could be an apple. It could be whatever you want it to be. But what I want us to we're doing this one just to show you how the microbit connects to Scratch. But eventually, we're going to get more complex and more complex. So now I have my custom here, and I'm going to actually, let's see if I can see it on my screen. I want to remove the fill. So I'm going to remove the fill. I'm just going to put in here none. So this line right here on the left-hand side, you can click here, and it's going to remove the fill. So now I just have it there. Okay. So I'm going to give a little bit of time for everybody to see what I'm doing. So now that I have it there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my my code screen right here, and you see how the codes are here. If you have your microbit connected, you'll see a check mark right here on the top of the blocks. If you're not don't have it connected, then you'll see like a exclamation point. That's okay. Right now, you can still follow me. We can still write the code for it. So we're going to write first the code for this for the sprite. So for the sprite, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, let me see if I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do it this way. So we're going to do that uh, if I press on, yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to have on here, I'm going to have on there, uh, on the sprite, when I press the button A, okay, when I press the button A, I'm going to go to transparency. So if you see, there's one here on the video sensing, and I'm going to look for set video transparency this way. Okay. Now, right now it says 50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here 100. And in a minute, I'm going to explain how that's going to work. Then I'm going to do another when button press here of the microbit. I'm going to click on B. And I'm going to do again a video sensing. And I'm going to go to set video transparency. And on this one, I'm going to put 0. So now, what you can do here is notice that what's happening here on my video is that if I click button A, let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's a little bit of lag. So if I press on A, my video transparency, so I disappear from the screen. If I press B, I show up. Okay, so this is something, something just to show you a very quick thing to do, with the microbit. So if you have your microbit connected, if I click on my microbit, which I have it right here with me, if I click on button A, I disappear because it puts the transparency to 100, meaning it's completely going to put the backdrop. And if I click on B, it's going to show this. Okay. So now we're going to add something else to this because this is just to show you a very quick thing to do. So we're going to go to our backdrop. We're going to click on backdrop. And on backdrop, what we're going to do is we're going to click on events. And you can put any other command here, but I'm going to put the space. So I'm going to click on here I'm going to drag the block when space bar is a key is pressed. And then we're going to add a forever block. So it's going to be on control. I'm going to drag it right in there. And inside that one, I'm going to put an if-then block and drag it right inside. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time so that way you know where we are there. Okay. So now that we're there, the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to operations. And I'm going to select this comparison block, so the greater than 50. And I'm going to drag it inside my if-then block. And it's going to stay right there inside the if-then block. So I'm going to give a little bit of pause because I cannot see what's happening with everybody. So I want to make sure that everybody is being able to do this. And we don't see anything in the chat or any responses in the chat. So I'm going to keep moving on. I'm hoping that everybody's being able to follow us. Yep, nothing in the chat. So hopefully we didn't lose everybody, but we're there. We're going to continue moving on. So now on there, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on video sensing back on my blocks. I'm going to look for my video blocks. And there is one block here that it says when video motion on sprite. So I'm going to drag this video motion and I'm going to put it inside the first oval on my comparison. So if you can see it here on my comparison. And then the 50, I'm going to change it to 20. So what I'm saying is that if there's any video motion on sprite greater than 20, then do something. So to make it fun, and I know kids love to do this, we're going to we're going to go to the microbit blocks, and we're going to drag a block that says display that. Oh, sorry, display text. Sorry, I can barely see here. And I'm going to drag it and put it inside that if-then block. So now we're ready. So now we have, I'm going to just recap. We have our sprite block where we can do the transparency. You can see here. And then we have our backdrop, which it has the, if you press the space bar, then it's going to do something. So I'm going to click on my space bar. And now notice where my circle is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my face in the circle. And as I put my face in the circle, you can see that on my microbit, it's saying hello. Okay. So here, I'm going to do it again. Give me 1 minute. So there we go. It says hello. Okay. So this is just to show you a very quick way to start using the microbit and having conversations with students about how video sensing works, how does face recognition work? Because this is like if you think about putting yourself into a face recognition software, you put your face in it and it recognizes you and it says hello. They can put their name, they can put everything else, and there's more things that you can add to this. So this is our first example of the project that you can do, so that way you can try something out. And I'm gonna pass it on back to Tanya.
All right, let me unmute my mic. So I just want to briefly, let me actually advance our slide deck. And if you're following along on our slides, we are going to be on, let's see. Rudy, do we want them to share maybe some of the things that they're doing in our studio? So just to let you know, any projects that you create, if you want to share, on slide 14, there's a link where you can actually share your project to the actual studio. So just to let you know, that's going to be on slide 14. So I want to talk briefly a little bit about Scratch in Microbit for accessibility. So when I first started using Scratch in Microbit, I was amazed on how easy students could bring their ideas to life. But I think what truly inspired me was seeing how these tools can be used to create solutions that could help others, especially those with maybe different like abilities. Using block-based, coding in Scratch and some of the hands-on features of the Microbit, students have built things like thermometers, vibrating reminders, games, and even like really cool visuals. And these projects aren't like just projects, but they're actually meaningful. This teaches kids about technology and how it should work for everyone, and that they have the power to build things and have empathy and creativity and also purpose. Accessibility is not just an add-on; it's an opportunity to help students think differently and also about others, and also teach tech to our world. So let me advance our screen. So there is a program that I would love for you to, let me see. I just stopped sharing. Oh, there is a program that I would love for you to go ahead and load and kind of play around and check out some of the accessibility features within Scratch and Microbit. We will put the link in the chat. Let's see. Rudy, let me grab this really quick. Rudy, do you happen to have like that link we could just like put in there? I can't, for some reason, I can't access it at this moment.
Yes, I have it right here. I'm gonna put it on right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So once you get this link, go ahead and try it out. You have your Microbit. Your Microbit should be already like synced up. And take a look on how you can use this. We wanted to make sure that we had time for you to actually explore, because I know our time is limited. But go ahead, try this program out, and tell us, what you think about that in the chat. Let's see.
You want to describe a little bit of what this program does as well?
Yes. So what this program will do, basically, if you press A, it'll show like a heart. If you press A two times, it should show like a happy, symbol. And if you press A three times, it should show a display like a sad like emoji. So this is one way. This would be great for like an SEL activity at the beginning of the school day, and how students can share what how they feel without actually saying it. I know sometimes students don't really want to share feelings, but sometimes through maybe physical computing, they are more open to share those things. And I'll give you a little bit of time to actually play around with it and see how it works. And if you look at the code on the screen, you can see it's pretty simple. It was a pretty simple code, and basically just a few lines to actually get them going. So, what I love about it, this feature is it's really easy for kids to design themselves. And I hope a few of you got it working. Because I know when I first did this program, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
We got to remind them that it's press A, then one,
Mhm.
two, B, one, three, B. Yeah.
Yes. So press A two times, or one time if you want to share the heart. Press A two times if you want to share the happy, and press A three times if you want to see the sad. And while you're going ahead and playing with that, think about some other accessibility features you think we could build with this. What would this be good for? Like, how could we possibly, you know, extend this in your school day? And please, in the chat, go ahead and give us some ideas. We would love to like hear your thoughts on how we could just make this even more robust. Okay.
Good question. Yes, you will have to connect your microbit again because on the new project, and we recommend you to close that tab that you were on before if you have if you're doing two projects at the same time. Scratch will only recognize one microbit per program. So if you were doing the prior program that I was showing you before, you either can start a new project and then you're gonna have to connect the microbit again, or if you want, you can toggle between two tabs with the programs, but it will only you will always have to connect the microbit to whatever program you're running at that time. And I saw that Pauline was asking that question.
And also, Rudy, another issue I know sometimes is if you have two programs going at the same time, sometimes it kind of conflicts. So sometimes I do close the other tab and have just that one tab of the program that I'm using open at once. So just a little tip. Okay. Okay. All right. So I hope everyone was able to run that program and see how we can use Microbit for accessibilities in Scratch. And if you have any other ideas on how this could be useful, please make sure, let us know in the chat. We would love to hear your ideas. So I see in the chat if a student has a question, they could program it to get help, or when students are finished something, they can need to go to the next step. And I think this is a great way to actually like um, use this because sometimes students feel uncomfortable about maybe raising their hand. I know I was that shy student, but this is one way to give them access and have the teacher understand what they want to communicate. Yeah, invite students to create their own emojis. I love that. That's a great idea. And that's always super fun for kids. They enjoy that. Okay. All right, I think Rudy, I'm gonna advance to the next screen so they have time for the next project.
Sounds good. So I think this is this is we're if you notice we're taking each one of these projects. We're increasing the complexity. So there's more things that you can do. There's a lot of things that you can do with physical computing, microbit, and Scratch. But we're going to show you another one. So we're going to actually share with you another one. Let me just get the screen ready so that way I can get you going. Let me just put here, and we're going to do okay. So um, in the chat, you're going to receive right now a starter code. It's actually a starter code that we're going to be using. And the reason why we're doing the starter code is because we could do this, if we had more time. So what we're going to be doing is that we're just going to get you started. I'm going to show you actually the parts that will work with the microbit, although the other ones are already there for you. So that way you can add this. So depending on how old you are, if you're like my age, you will know what the ping pong or pong game is. If you recall Atari, those I'm actually dating myself. Those are very old, but those are this is just simulating one of those games, a pong game. I also see in the chat what grade level can you use this with? You can actually use it, I think, all the way from third grade and up. This game that we're going to do right now, we've done it with sixth, seventh, and eighth graders, but you can probably do it all the way to fourth and fifth. It's just that you might want to start it with a starter code, just like what we're going to be doing right now. Okay. I also see, is the sound supposed to come out of the microbit or the computer? Oh, good question. It's going to come out of the sound usually comes out of the computer because there's no block for sound replication of the microbit with the scratch blocks. I mean, there's ways that you can probably do, when pin is pressed and then connect a speaker or something, but I haven't tried that yet. So we're gonna move on into this game. We're gonna try to replicate this game. So as you can see right now, we have this pong game that you have here. So what we did is that we already did some things for you. So we set up the backdrop. As you can see here, we have a backdrop with this in the background. We also put in the ball, which is one of our sprites. We also have the paddle. We also put a red line that you can see here below. And then we also have one that is going to be the game over. So if we can, Kimberly, if we can switch to my screen, please. There we go. Okay. So I see that in the chat, I will use accessibility project with special education students. Thank you. That's great. That's great to hear, Kathleen. Okay, so now on here, as you can see, we have this Pong game, and like I said, we already set some things up for you. So what we're going to focus on today is really we're going to focus on the parts that the microbit is using. But the ball, you should be able to see right now, the ball has already all the code that we put on there, so it's going to react the way we want it to react. If you have more time later, you can actually look at it. It's very simple. We're just actually making the ball go in random directions, and then if it hits the paddle, it's going to do something. Then I'm going to also show you the line should be there as well. The red line is just a guide for us, so that way if it hits the red line, it's going to do something, and that's what we have here. So the ones that we're going to also do here, I think if you should have also the game over one. So we already have the variable there, game over. So when it receives a broadcast or it receives a message, it's going to do something as well. Okay. So then we have those as well there for you. And I see Pauline is sharing some projects. Thank you so much. We also have some projects there on the studios that we're going to share with you as well. And we have a wakelet also that we're going to share with you. Okay, so now we're going to work on the two things that the microbit is going to be included in this game. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to go to the paddle. Okay, so if you can see the paddle there. And I'm going to ask you to follow me if you can actually do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a flag. So we're going to go to events. And we're going to go to when the flag is clicked, we're going to put it right here. And I apologize. My screen, I'm in a hotel, so it's a little small, but hopefully you can follow me there. And I'm going to also go to motion, and I'm going to find my block that says go to X and Y, and I'm going to put it right below my when flag is clicked. And I'm going to change. Sorry, I'm going to actually leave it here. I'm going to leave it to go to X0 to 10, negative 102, which is going to leave my paddle right there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to again to events, and I'm going to find a block that has right here when I receive game over. I'm going to put it right here below my when clicked. It doesn't connect to the other one. It's just going to be separate. And I'm going to find a control right here. And if you notice at the bottom, all the way to the controls, we have one that says stop all. So I'm going to drag this and I'm going to put it right below this here. And instead of saying all, what I'm going to say is I'm going to say other scripts in the sprite. Okay. So just want to make sure that everybody's following me on this so everybody can see. I have right now that when flag is clicked, they have this. It's going to keep the paddle at that. It's going to start the paddle here. And then when I receive game over, it's going to stop all the scripts in the sprite, meaning there's a lot of things that are going to happen here. So now we're going to add some other things here. We're going to add, we have to go to our extensions because this is a brand new one. So if you were doing the prior projects, you're probably going to have to close these projects and start a new project. So what I'm going to, I already have this, you're going to have the starter project. I'm sorry, not start a new project. You have the starter project. But because this is a starter project, then you are not able to, you're not able to have the extensions again. So we have to go to the extensions. And I'm going to click on my microbit extension again. And it's going to search for my microbit, which I already have it connected. And now I can go to the editor again because now my blocks are there. Okay. I see change the color contrast. Yes, you can change the color contrast as well. Okay, so now that I have it here, I have these two here, and then I'm going to make myself a little bit of space here so we can see. I'm going to drag an event block, and I'm going to drag the when flag is clicked, and actually put it right here. So that way you can follow me and see me there. When flag is clicked, I'm going to drag from the controls a forever block and put it there at the bottom. Now, if this is your first time you're using Scratch, bear with us. We also have that code already there in the slides, but we want you to follow so that way you can see how this game is going to work. So then inside this, I'm going to put in two if-then statements. So I'm going to put in one inside the forever, and I'm going to put another one right below. So I have two if-then statements. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to motion, and I'm going to find change X by. So you see how here we have change X by. I'm going to drag it inside my first if-then. And then I'm going to drag another one inside the second if-then. And it's going to be simple. One should be 10 positive, and the other one's going to be 10 negative. So I'm going to put in this one, the first one, to negative 10, and the other one's going to be to positive 10. So obviously, as you can see here, is an x-axis, so it's going to go one side to another side. That's really what it's going to be doing. Well, good question. I think, yes, you can connect the other through Circuit Playground as well. Okay, so now I have this here written this way. So I'm going to find my microbit blocks, and I'm going to drag. If you notice, there's one here that says when a button is pressed. I'm going to drag this, and I'm going to put it inside that if-then statement. And I'm going to drag another one, and I'm going to put it inside my other if-then statement, but I'm going to switch this to B. Okay. So this is the reason why we gave you a starter code, because otherwise we'll take this forever. So right now we only did the paddle, but right now this is the code for your paddle. That's it. Nothing else that we're gonna do. So now that you have that there, as I show you on the other ones, we had the line already. We have the game over already. Now we're going to go to the backdrop. So we're going to click on the backdrop. The backdrop right now does not have a code. So we're going to add a code to it. And this is not going to be as hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the events, and we're going to find a when I receive game over. So if you look at here, there's one when I receive game over. I'm going to drag that when I receive game over. And then I'm going to find a block again from Microbit, and I'm going to find the one that says display. So I'm going to drag that one right here. When I receive game over, I'm going to display, obviously not a heart because I lost. So I'm going to click here on the left hand side to clear all the blocks, and I'm just going to put here an X. Well, it looks like an X, but let me take this out. Let me just put an X here so that way we see that. Oh, there we go. We're going to receive an X, okay? There we go. Okay, so now we have this. When the game is over, it's going to give us an X, but that's not enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another one. We're going to go to the to the events again, and we're going to drag another when game is over. I'm going to put it here at the bottom. And then we're going to send, we're going to go to controls, and we're going to drag a wait. And I'm going to actually put wait for 2 seconds. That gives me enough time to cross this out. And then I'm going to look for the forever block and put it right here under. And I'm going to now go to the microbit block, and I'm going to drag a display text again. And I'm going to click on here and say game over. And then I'm going to drag another one just for fun, another display. And I'm going to put in a sad face. Okay, so now I have a sad face there. Okay, so we're done with our game. We have our game ready to go. So now that you have everything ready, if you notice, we have the ball ready, the paddle, the line, everything else. You have to remember that the microbit has to be connected. Right now I have a check mark. My microbit is connected. So now I can click on the flag. And when I click on the flag, my ball starts to move. And if I do the A and B, you can see that my paddle is moving. And I have a score as well. So if I hit on the paddle, notice that my score goes up. Oh, there goes number 3. I keep on moving my paddle. It bounces. Oh, I missed it. So game over. And on the microbit, you'll see the game over and the X. So I hope you are able to follow me on this, so you can see actually how we can build games. We've done several games with it. I saw that Kathleen had recommended also that you can change the background, different colors. There's multiple things that you can do. I was just trying to do like a Twilight type of thing here, but there's multiple ways that you can actually do this. So this is just sharing another way to do this project. So I'm going to pass it on back to you, Tanya.
I would love to know in the chat, what do you think about this? This is one of my favorite programs that Rudy does. What do you think? Okay, I'm gonna just wait for a quick second. I don't know. Was anyone able to get their program to run and they're actually playing around with it? Give it a second. Well, what I love about this program, when before you guys finish chatting, is that it's very interactive. I think it enables students to see their code come alive. And they get to move, they get to see how it connects, how code connects to actual real objects. Um, I see in the chat, my students are always asking to design games with the microbit. Yes, students love games. This is one of those things that I feel like students would love and enjoy and continue developing their skills in computer science and computational thinking. It's super fun. Yes, I love that. Couldn't we also display the score on the microbit? Bree, yes, we could. We could
Yes, you
program it
could.
to
Yes, you
score.
could. You can actually program it when on the same blocks. And we don't have too much time left, but on the same blocks that let me actually go back to that program here. When the one that says score, I think it's on the ball that is recording the score. You could actually put a block there, display, and then a score. So if you click on the ball code, right below there says set score, and it's adding the score, change score to by one. That one right there, right below that, you can actually put it to record, display it on the microbit.
Right. And this can all be personalized. This is the program, but they can also add their own personalizations to these games, and that's what makes it really. I love the fact that it's so open ended. They did this for the banana meter to use the camera and identify a good banana. Yes, I think I've done that program before. That's a really good idea. A few kids know how to code this game, but adding the microbit is going to add an extra level of excitement. Yes, that whole physical computing component to that just makes this program come alive. I would agree with that.
Yeah, you can actually add like a remote control. It's practically using a remote control, right? And it's
Mhm.
really a connection to computer science, how networking and control working works as well to do that. I also see that Jana was asking, does this mean that you can play this Pong game using the microbit? Yes, you can. Actually, you can play
Mhm.
it. Right now, you already have the code, so you can actually display this code with the students. You can tell them to modify the code, so they can do a lot more things with it as well.
Okay. And if you could switch back to the slide deck for me so I can show, thank you so much. So on slide, let's see, I think it's slide 27, we have some resources. If you, one is you would love if you could like share your projects that you've done to this link. This would be one way other people could see what you've done and try it out. This link is running. You can just, I don't know if you know how to share your microbit, your Scratch project. At the top, you should see a place where you can actually share. It'll create a link, and you can place that link in this particular link so we can all see what you have created. And let's see, let me get my here. If you can go navigate to this last page, we have tons of resources that will extend what you've done today. Rudy, is it possible for you to share your screen so they can see the resources? I can't share my screen, and we can go into that so we can kind of walk them through what we have for them.
Yes, I can do that, and I'm actually adding. Pauline had also shared some, so I'm actually
Hmm.
adding those as well. So let me actually share this screen right now. Okay, let me see if I have that tab open. Yes. So when you click on resources, you're going to open up a Wakelet. If I recall, the Wakelet should not. You don't need to be signed on, but so it's going to look something like this. So on there, we this is live, so we have several links of different projects that we've collected over time to how to use Scratch in Microbit as well. So there's projects. There's actually the Game Over one with more. So we didn't do it with sound, but you can add sound to it as well. You can add multiple things on the screen, a starting screen as well. There's also some a little bit more advanced, like Teachable Machine, using it with Scratch as well. and also using microbit. So there's multiple things that you have here. I also just added the one that I think it was, yes, it was Pauline, the one that put it here. So I added them as well over here. And also, if you search on the studios, you will also see some microbit in Scratch projects as well. And this is a live link, so what that means is I would recommend you to save it or bookmark it, because we will continue to add as we do these workshops. Different participants add more to it, and then we also add to it as well.
And then also, Rudy, there's a guide there that I put in there last night that walks you step by step on how to connect the microbit, some ideas on how to do some integrations with multiple subjects using Scratch and microbit. So take a look at that. So if there's anything that you kind of forgot from this session, this guide should help you get you right back on track. Okay. And we would love to know if there's any questions. We have about 5 minutes left. We would love to answer any questions that you may have about today or anything about the microbit or Scratch. This is your time. Let's see.
So, can Scratch connect to external sensors like infrared motion sensor, light or color sensors connected via microbit? Good question. Not yet. Not yet. But I'm hoping that Scratch will actually do some changes in the next year where they're going to add some blocks, and that's going to make some changes. So stay tuned, because I think it's going to be exciting.
Okay. And we're going to put the Wakelet link in the chat as well.
Okay.
Wow. Ooh, great. Some cool Padlet resources. Thank you, Kimberly. I mean,
it's Ewan Morrison.
yes.
Yes, you can use microbit for STEM projects. There's a lot of projects on there. You'll have actually, we can put back the slides, Tanya or Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
Can we put in on there? You see our contacts there, so you'll see our LinkedIn. That's usually the one that I use the most. Also, Instagram we use as well, but and also our email. But it's more likely you'll find me on LinkedIn than on email. But if you have any more questions and if you have any more ideas, go ahead and contact us. We're always willing to help. We have more things that are around there. Yes, there's tons of things that we do with STEM. We do a lot of climate as well. We do some environmental literacy as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do with STEM projects as well. Do we have any more? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I know it's early here on the West Coast, so if you are on the West Coast, thank you for waking up so early to join our session. And everyone on the East Coast or wherever you may be joining us from, thank you so much for coming to our session. Rudy, I'll let you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope you enjoyed the time with us, and hopefully we'll see you around and we'll keep on connecting. You have our contact information if you have any questions, and keep on scratching.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.